Believe it or not, many would consider planks boring, even though they're doing them wrong. But they're excellent for intentional breathing and core stiffness. Crucial for exercises like push-ups and fall prevention. To set up, your alignment is going to be the same as if you were standing at your tallest posture, but with your hands on the floor, with your shoulders directly over your hands, arms perpendicular to the floor, maintaining a straight alignment from head to heel. Inhale, expanding your stomach, and then exhale, contracting it. While doing so, imagine pulling the floor together with your hands and feet. This thought process, combined with intentional breathing, will help maintain core activation throughout your sets. From a standard plank, shoulder taps enhance core activation through anti-rotation. Anti-rotation is crucial for stability in daily life and in sports. This exercise doesn't require any equipment and it can be done anywhere. But if you do this at the office, people might think you're kind of weird. The setup is going to be the same as a plank. You're going to want to root your feet into the floor, and while alternating from one hand touching the opposite shoulder, root that supporting hand into the ground, thinking of grabbing the ground. Avoid shifting your weight excessively to one side or overarching your lower back. Another cue I like to use for this, pulling the front of your hips or pulling the waistline of your pants up towards your chin. Moving on from alternating shoulder taps, dead bugs can be an excellent exercise to help reinforce core activation during coordinated movements. This exercise can be done with a stability ball, dumbbells, or resistance bands, or all three together, or in any combination that you feel comfortable with. Don't be afraid to mix it up. Start by lying on your back with your hands over your shoulders and your knees over your hips. Place a stability ball between the tops of your knees and your forearms. Keep your hands off the ball. Knees should be at 90 degrees with your toes pulled towards your face. Inhale, expanding your stomach with air and expanding your lower back against the floor. As you do so, reach one hand overhead and the opposite foot to touch down on the floor. Once you've touched the floor, exhale, bringing your limbs back in contact with the ball. Remember that the ball stays in place because your core is braced, and that brace provides tension and energy through your limbs to keep the ball in place. Make sure to keep your hand in line with your shoulder and your foot in line with the hip. If none of this equipment is available to you, you can still do it without it. The dumbbells and resistance band, along with the stability ball, just add a greater challenge for you in the future. Bird dogs is the next variation in this video that we're going to talk about that helps to reinforce core stability without relying on the floor. Similar to a dead bug, but now you're going to be on your hands and knees in a quadruped position. Set up with your shoulders over your hands and your hips over your knees. Arms should be perpendicular to the floor, and start by taking a big inhale into your stomach. Exhale, raising one hand, bringing your arm next to the ear and extending the opposite hip and knee. As you're doing this, make sure to keep a tabletop flat back. The goal is to make sure you maintain core activation. The height of your limbs will improve over time with practice. Once you've reached the highest point you can go, inhale, bringing your hand and the opposite knee in contact with each other without bending or arching your back. You can also try an isometric variation. I love the isometric variation because it tests my breathing, reinforces core bracing while maintaining a flat back, and it's a great time to check in with your cues and check that your alignments are good, and you can adjust throughout the set. If doing this exercise without any weight is too easy or you mastered it, add a dumbbell. If you found this video helpful, share this with a friend or family member. Remember that one share can lead to one conversation that can better the health of someone forever.